hello, and welcome everybody out there in Twitch and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic Sunday. I hope your weekend went by without a hitch. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's happy, healthy, all of that shenanigans. If you're over on the East Coast, I hope you're enjoying this hell of a fucking rainstorm that's going on. It is beautiful out there. Before we jump into the action, if you enjoyed this content and you want to support our channel, our community, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All of those interactions help us out so very much. If you are interested in watching us live, you can check us out over at twitch.tv/BrodyMJoey. If you are interested in joining any of our games like this campaign, not this one, but any of the other ones we are running, we are a pay-to-play community and we have open slots available. Be sure to reach out and let me know. So, Mary, what happened last session?
Well, after having a party on board, both of the ships, when we met up with Glade and his group, after we had left Darktow, we partied for a while and decided to eventually head over to Tal'Dorei and more specifically Emon. And the first mate on the ship, simply called Useful, was able to guide us to an island not too far away where we could get off the ship and find a reasonably big enough tree so that we could tree walk over there. And that's what we did, and we ended up in Emon. And after a bit of deliberation, we decided to go and speak with Sir Yurik. And in regards to a couple of things, but most pressing was this whole thing with the possessing creature, or the entity known as Ikshasa, that has been part or stowing away with Dorsen for some time now, after we defeated it. And we decided to seek out Yurik and get his help to maybe perform a more permanent solution to it. And we went there, and when we got there, we discovered that he was speaking to or having a kind of tea party, I guess, or something, with a kind of peculiar female figure, which we learned was named Jurique. Did I pronounce that right?
All right. Very close.
Okay. And she told us that there was we were messing with things beyond our comprehension, so to speak, and this has caused specifically Dorsen to become a target of some major players in the cosmos, so to speak, because of this whole tether business. Without going too much into detail on that, she decided to, or we allowed her, at least anyway, to come with us after discovering that she did not actually mean us any ill intent, even though her, shouldn't call it employers probably, but leaders anyway, would probably like her to try and kill Dorsen or whatever. But anyway, we proceeded to speak with Sir Yurik on the matter of the possession, and he advised us to, after a bit of deliberation again, to simply go to heaven. And we decided to follow him up to Elysium to get the help of his goddess, the Everlight, or represented through his previous mentor, Pike Trickfoot. And we got up there and spoke to her at length for a little bit, also mentioning this tether business. But she eventually agreed to help us with taking care of this entity named Ikshasa. And well, we performed a ritual which successfully extracted the creature or spirit and managed to put it into a leaden box that Jimmy fashioned in a few hours. And well, after that we stayed in heaven for a little bit, just speaking and hanging out, but quickly eventually we decided to leave and go back to Earth. So we're currently still in in Emon, and well, we after we got back, Silren had a talk with the leader of the Ashari. What's her name again? Keyleth. And spoke to her about this tether business as well and what we're trying to accomplish. And she basically gave him the ultimatum that if you're going through with this, you can no longer be part of the Ashari. So he basically quit the Ashari, I guess. And that's where we're picking up right now.
Alrighty. So, Silverin, are you back?
No, not yet.
Alrighty. Then I will follow as he posted in Discord earlier. Silverin will communicate with you all what he was told and then stride away to spend some time with his mother.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we found out who it is. Kuma, it's you. Move whatever device is using Wi-Fi or a wireless connection away from your microphone.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it better now?
We'll have to wait and find out.
That's weird. Never happened before.
Don't know. It's either that or a cable's loose and it's happening now because of that. So one or the other. But anyways, Silverin gives you all the news that he is more than likely no longer a part of the Ashari, but that's only going to take effect the moment you all pursue this goal. And because Silverin is not an overly emotional individual, they are just going to tell you they'll be back and walk away. So.
Right. So, what are we gonna do from here?
Well, we need to find information about these tethers, and there's not a whole lot of places that I can think of that are easily reachable. I mean, there's Ayun's library, and there's the the one we spoke to before back at the take. But other than that, I don't know a lot of places that really have that type of knowledge. Here in Amman, they do have a school that Krissa went to. I think Mitch mentioned it a couple times too.
The Lyceum?
Lyceum.
Yeah, and supposedly there's some mages and students who go there. A couple of my employees actually are students at the Lyceum. We could give it a shot.
Sure. And this Mitch fellow might be able to help, maybe.
Well, I've been telling him about what's going on, and he's given me some ideas, but there nothing that he's aware of right now.
All right.
Jeriquay, was it? You don't happen to have any information regarding this stuff, do you? I mean, you said you went against the gods' wishes. Was there something that maybe you knew about these tethers?
No, I do not know much about these tethers. I am just told to kill the people breaking them. If I knew more about them, I would help you. I know that most ways to destroy them require a ritual. I do not know how to do that ritual, though.
But do you know people who do know, or even deities?
I mean, she would know of people that did it, right, Jero? Like
Not people who did it, but people who would know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know probably at minimum that one person from your backstory definitely knows.
But then none of them are in this place.
None of
here.
them. No.
The
And
people-
also the willingness to share that information? No.
Oh, we can fix that.
Quite possibly.
Well, are there any of the ones that you did kill that might have left notes behind somewhere in like some forgotten crypt somewhere?
Actually, yeah, Jero, would there be one that I've killed here? I feel like that would be a thing in Exandria.
You've never killed one in Exandria, unfortunately.
Okay. Well,
You've killed them in other places.
is there a realm that's very close to here?
There's a world right next to this one that none of them can travel to because they're tethered to this
How
world.
do we get one of the hands of God that is not employee of the month? Come on, man, do your job. Like, kill people.
You got to look for the one that's a real scumbag. It's like, yeah, for the right amount of coin, I'll do it.
Well, Kuma, why didn't you take up that job? You didn't see the posting or what?
No, I haven't seen any posting about it.
Hunt powerful wizards? I'm in.
Surprise, motherfucker.
But
Barbarian
yeah,
there.
there is a relative world connected, well, not directly connected to it, but very close to Exandria, and because there's not that connection between the two, if you are not tethered to that world, you are ejected within 48 hours of going there.
And just for expectation's sake, I'm not bringing up these alternative methods to like divert us, just to give us an idea of where we might go after the Lyceum.
Well, you said that those things that Dorian has, like keystones and gateways, does it lead to any of the worlds that might have notes like that?
We could find out. But if you get sent there, you'll be ejected within 2 days. You would not have a lot of time there, so we must stay on the priority if we do go to them.
Fair.
I could guide us if we get to one of these worlds as quickly as I could, but I do not know if we'd have enough time or if we'd all make it back in one piece.
Well, we know where the place to get him's from. It's over up in the mountains of north of Vestheim.
If that is our plan, then we should head there.
The thing is, though, it's probably buried under a lot of ice right now. I mean, a lot of ice.
Literal mountain of ice.
Why would it be that? She just looks confused.
Because apparently dragons like to tinker with things.
Well, there were the ruins of some kind of civilization under there.
Can I do it? Would I know any? I'm guessing I would know nothing about that.
History check. Roll a history check.
Okay, civilization. Well, I mean, yeah, it does have to do with those portals. History. Submit. Fit. Wow, that was a horrible history.
So, this is what I can tell you. Exandria has gone through, as far as you know, 3 cataclysmic events that kind of reset their progress. So at any point in time, there are bound to be ruins of older civilizations that could have been more progressive than where they currently are, but could also be on par with how progressive or such as that. But by your understanding of all of them, this world is just barely past its infancy of progress and knowledge of the universe.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Well, first thing is first. Need to see if we can even get into the Lyceum. Jimmy, do you have a professor contact that you have your students through?
I don't know any professors, but yeah, a couple students. They could probably maybe get us in as a visitor, but I don't think we'd get a lot of access unless we got approval from somebody. But we can, yeah, I'll ask one of them. I'd probably reach out to I got her name somewhere in my notes, or his name, but the student who I have working with me, whose
Zampa?
name I'm about to say, Zampa is an employee, yes.
Yep. Zampa. So you go over to the shop as he usually works night shifts. Zampa is incredibly careful, so he's actually great for holding on to the keys at nighttime because he's so meticulous about wanting to be careful and scared of accidentally fucking anything up. So all of you walk over and you see this tiny little kobold wearing Lyceum clothing with a name tag towards Jimmy's shop on his shirt. Yes, employee hot dog. Yep, that's him. He invented the hot dogs.
Okay, that's what it is. I'm like, why do I have hot dog?
He invented the hot dog.
He's an artificer with a culinary background.
And when all of you asked what was in it, he told you you don't want to know. But anyways, you all walk up behind Zampa while he's locking the door.
Wait, he's locking the door to the shop.
Yeah. It's nighttime. It's closing up. Yeah.
Hey, Zampa, how's it going?
Oh.
No,
Hey.
it's okay. It's just me and my friends here.
Sorry, I thought you were gonna rob me.
No. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
It's no problem.
We just came by actually to ask you something, a favor maybe. We're curious about getting access to the Lyceum, the library, to do a little bit of research. Do you know if there's anything like a guest sign-in or maybe a guided tour perhaps that we might be able to Yeah.
We have guest sign-ins all the time. Well, not all the time recently. But given you and Dorzen, they shouldn't have a problem with you coming in.
Oh, okay, great. Are they open this late?
I need to go back to the dorm. I mean, where they're at, it's a few hours earlier than right now, so yeah, we can go there.
Okay, all right. We'll go with you if that's okay.
Yeah, it's no problem at all. And he continues locking the shop. You all see that he checks every lock, every window 3 times, and then takes the key and shoves it underneath the door to roll it in there. Oh, I recognize some of you. Points
I
at
don't think
Kuma and
he's
Mary.
seen doors in this form before, has
He
he?
did.
Would have at the funeral.
At the funeral,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
He points at Mary and Kuma. Hi again.
Hello.
How's it going?
All right. Well, you're big.
Yeah.
But
He
he's
look-
small on the inside, so don't worry.
He looks down and like extends his body and then just keeps walking.
Like an ET moment, like the neck, like.
Well, not enough though. He just, can I get that big? Just he'll walk through Iman with you as you're going. He goes, what do you need from the Lyceum out there? I assume you're still working on things.
Yeah, actually, just working on something for a friend, and it's really hard. I don't even know if the Lyceum's gonna be able to help us out.
Oh, well, that's really tough. Yeah, I mean, if anybody can figure it out, I imagine it's the Lyceum. Though their security's a little, well, it's on edge right now. I'm sure you all know.
Wow, what's up?
Oh, impending war.
Excuse me?
The Empire War? They're striking back against us because we told them we didn't like what they were doing.
So let me get this straight. The Empire of Wildemount is going to war with the Lyceum?
No, the Empire of Wildemount's going to war with all of Tal'Dorei's allies.
But why?
Well, what they told me in the student briefing, and he is explaining this while you're all walking. Apparently one of our generals was over there, and they found out that apparently public executions is still a thing, and they executed somebody apparently because they were drow.
Like, Jimmy can't comprehend.
I mean, like the dark elves that live under the ground?
No. They were drow who live on the surface. Apparently, right next to them, they have tension with a place called Johan, something like that.
Jorhas.
Oh, that one, yeah. And apparently somebody was just there and they weren't aware, and they ended up executing them because they were found. And well, that
So,
and apparently it's just that the rest of the world's not happy with what they're doing, so it's one of those things.
so are you saying a Tal'Dorian general went to Jorhas?
No, a Tal'Dorei general went to the Empire.
Oh, and he was a dark elf.
No, someone else was a dark elf that just happened to get discovered there
Oh.
while the general was there. And the
Yeah.
general had to watch everything happen, and well, I mean, it's kind of messed up. You just killing someone like that, right? Like we shouldn't let those types of things happen in this world.
No, not at all.
I mean, there's also the question of, was there another reason behind it? Like, if there's
Oh.
tensions, then could it have been like he might have been a spy and wasn't something that was portrayed to public knowledge, or he might have missed it?
I don't
agree.
know.
The lizard brings up a good point. Doesn't seem like it's the only reason to declare a war.
Maybe those myriad folks had some hand in it.
No,
Maybe.
I'm not really sure. It's just, the Lyceum has upgraded their security to stop teleportation in and out, unless you go during specific times. So yeah, it's a good thing that you came with me, or else they probably wouldn't let you in.
Yeah, I don't have the teleportation runes down yet either. And Jimmy is like not holding up his
Didn't
book,
they
but, like, pointing
rip your
to it.
notes every time they caught you doing that?
Well, I
But
memorized
they didn't
them.
rip
and
his
then,
mind.
Exactly. I memorized them, and then I had to rewrite them down. It was inconvenience, but they're here
Oh,
and
yeah.
here.
Oh, well, that's good. Just as a forewarning, though, it's unless you have the student pass, they don't allow your travel to go safely.
Oh no, I haven't used them. I just wanted to find out how everything works.
Oh, don't worry. I don't know how to teleport yet either. I'm still working on that. And at this time, you've now walked into the much nicer area of Iman, where you can see that there is the Tal'Dorei tower, where the council convenes and meets on a regular basis. All of the highest quality shops and many of the personal homes of the elite and the, well, rich of Tal'Dorei live. It is openly being patrolled, but you do notice that the patrolmen out here are much more well armed and more diligent in their activities. Immediately, Kuma and Mary and Jerkwe, the three of you kind of get like side eyes looks, but then when they realize you're walking with Jimmy and Dorzen, whatever. People in this town know them; they don't know the other three yet. So, you make your way over towards a tower, where you see that there is about 12 students out front right now, all of which writing down in their notes, practicing their magic. All of them are wearing different colored robes. Well, not all of them, but there are many different colored robes that all of them are participating in right now. And as you walk up, Dorzen and Jimmy, you recognize a familiar sight of that very strong half-elven man who was guarding it every time that you've passed through thus far. I would say it's less of a that vibe and more of a all of you are incredibly well armed and they're taking note because tension.
We have a puny
I
short
never
one.
wrote his name down.
You have a Kuma and a Jericho, so you don't have his name written down?
I do
That's a
not.
shame. He'll wave over at all of you, and Zampa will wave as well, and he nods at Zampa. And you have to wait about half an hour as they teleport each of the groups individually after checking their cards before all of you and Zampa step forward, and the guardsman looks at you all and goes, "Well, welcome back, all of you. I hope you're having a good day. Are you coming to tour the facility or what?"
Just a library visit if possible. A tour would be nice, if that's not
Well-
possible.
Well, I'm sure Zampa told you. You are allowed to have the a tour. But if you need access to the library, you have to talk to one of the masters. Which I mean,
Didn't Dorzen and Jimmy they saved the city, didn't they?
We're not Lyceum students though, Mary. They've got
But
rules.
surely you can let this. You
Oh.
know you can.
I'm allowed to administer them into the Lyceum, no problem. But it is the judgment of the masters to let
Mary,
individuals use
don't get him in trouble. I'm
you're
going
fine,
to try
it's-
to play this up in a way. Jimmy is not being deceitful, but the result is I am trying to get it so this guy feels so bad for not being able to help us that he tries to help us.
Roll a persuasion roll.
All right.
No,
Does he
I
get-
did not anticipate her at all. Yeah, advantage from being helped. I was just trying to be informative.
It's okay. I don't want you to get into any trouble, and we'll be quick. So I promise.
Nice.
It's fine. Like I said, all of you are welcome into the Lyceum. I can recommend that you probably see Master Thunderbolt or
What's that?
Thunderfist.
Is that?
I always thought it was Thunderbolt.
I think it's Thunderfist. He's a scrapper. Yeah, it's Thunderfist.
Versus teacher.
Yes, I can recommend you all see him. Usually at this hour, he's on late shift rounds of checking the ground floors, checking the perimeter of the protective spells. So, by all means, feel free.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll find him.
No worries. All of you step onto the circle. And he goes over to the side, activates a few magical items, and all of you teleport away. All of you have teleported at this point, so none of you have to make con saves anymore. You've done it plenty at this. So, you all shift and move at this incredible speed. That's really difficult to comprehend exactly how fast you're moving, but your body elongates as you are moving in this manner, and then it immediately snaps back like a rubber band into position as you're all standing on a circle. Those of you that have only done this like once or twice, Mary, Kuma, you're a little woozy from it, just, taken aback from the experience. Jericho, you're 100% fine at this point. Dorzen and Jimmy, you're a little like, okay, slight nausea, you're okay. And you look around as you are now inside of the Lyceum. You see this beautiful courtyard before you where there are only a handful of students that are wrapping up their jobs or their research, their studies, and heading back into this incredibly large-looking tower that all of you know is more than likely far bigger on the inside. You look around yourselves at this courtyard, and even the groundscape itself is designed in a runic marking that you can almost see magic is intrinsically enveloped throughout the entirety of it. You all also see... That was weird. You all also see that there is this magical barrier-like dome over top of everything. And this dome has these thick silver chains interlocking with one another. Based off of your perception, the silver chains, each link, like each bar of the link, looks to be about 8 inches thick. And it goes all the way across the entire landing of this area that you are standing upon. And there's runic shimmering across the entirety of those chains, connecting between one another, creating a force field-like dome in protection around it. Jericho, they might be a little bit further past infancy than you thought, because this looks fairly well developed. I mean, compared to where you're from, no, but this is definitely something that you can admit is an educational facility for magic.
I guess she blinks. I don't know. She wouldn't really say anything.
I'm just letting you know the feel,
Anything invisible or ethereal?
Oh, wait, you're using magic items without permission from the Lyceum. It's inert.
Oh.
Yep, all the shit's turned off.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Jericho is crap, the EP coin. I forgot what they were called. Imperium for some reason keeps coming to mind, but that seems wrong.
Electrum?
Electrum, yeah. Is that turned off? Is that not working?
Your Electrum?
Yeah.
It's still valueless. Anyways.
I'm really glad we got rid of the ghost then, because that would have taken out the ring and the shackles.
Yep. So all of you are aware that the magical items you are attuned to immediately become inert as you are here without the express permission of utilizing any of these things.
I go to this sample guy. He's there, right?
Yeah.
Can I have permission to activate one item, please?
Are you safe? Are you okay?
Yes, maybe, probably. I just want this amulet here to be. It's just a.
You need a student pass in order for your things to work. Here. He takes off his robes and like hands them over to you. Just it's a little small. Just try to pull it over and yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, so your things become active again as soon as you start wearing it.
I just visibly lower my shoulders a bit.
Yeah, I probably should have told you all. Magic becomes inert here, unless you're a student. That's one of the protective measures for all of us.
No, it keeps everything really safe. It's actually quite smart.
Yeah.
But can you still be sort of targeted by magic from the outside?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's no need to worry then.
Oh, can I have my thing back then? Because I'm kind of he's wearing like boxer shorts and a pullover white beater. Like,
Well, yes, you can. Sure.
thank you.
Sorry.
Okay, thanks.
thought
I mean,
maybe-
I don't really have items that I care about like that yet. One day, I have one of them on layaway from his shop. But yeah,
Imagining a kobold and a white beater.
thank you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
boxer shorts. It has the tail. Like, just...
It's freaking Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life.
And I pictured this
The lizard.
this specific kobold has also chest hair.
No, he's way too young for that one. But yeah.
Uh,
But anyways, he
What item
begins. Yeah.
what item do you have on layaway?
Oh, there's this really cool rod that I want to get. It doesn't move or budge once you stick it in a specific place. I think it'll be great, so I can start, working out wherever I want.
Oh, you can actually. I've got one of those. You can have mine.
Oh,
I made it just like a month ago, and it's been working out pretty great. But we haven't really needed it all that much.
oh, well, if you have an extra, I mean, the manager told me that I had to pay just the same as everybody else. Just my employee discount of 3% was also going to come out.
No. You can have this free of charge. Consider it a early Christmas
Bonus?
bonus.
Oh,
A winter's winter's crest bonus.
it would be a late bonus because you just passed it. But
yeah.
oh, hey, thank you. He takes it and click. Click. Okay, I have to work on that. And, he looks super excited now that he has one.
Instant
So-
gym.
Sampa, sorry again, but am I to understand that this whole area is under some sort of anti-magic field effect or something like that?
It's a null magic effect that only people with specific permissions can exempt themselves from.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, alright. Oh, sorry.
But it's completely safe, developed by well, actually, the original developing of all of this came from 1 second, I need her name.
Laura?
Yeah, Alora Vysoren. Well, before she passed, of course, she helped with all of that. It was wonderful, and then it's been progressed ever since. All of the new headmasters have been working on developing it and making sure that it gets more and more powerful. Right now, Mr. Thunderfist, he's kind of in charge of maintenance of it at nighttime, just to make sure that it's not waning or anything like that. I mean, this magic is quite potent and powerful. But
I was just curious as to sort of how it works. So if you have sort of an anti-magic effect meeting a null magic effect, do you know of any adverse consequences that could possibly help?
I'm only a second-year student. I don't know anything like that. Sorry.
Well, yeah.
One day I'll get there.
Yeah, Mary.
Want to donate that lock for science?
I'm gonna roll an Arcana check for that myself, actually. Too.
Go for it.
You get cancer in 7 years.
17 is not high enough to know the intricacies of null magic meets null magic, because technically each of these objects are magical, which means you create a kind of like a paradoxical outcome of neither of them are magical at the same time, which should technically turn both of them magical at the same time, which should technically turn both of them non-magical at the same time, which should technically turn them both magical at the same time. Like, it's
just an everlasting spiral of
maybe that's the best that you can think out of 17. Yeah.
well,
That-
we
Wild
could
magic
always
surge.
try something.
Yeah, that might be a wild magic surge at that point.
Hey, why don't you grab it and see what happens?
What? Oh,
No, out of character to Mary.
okay, yeah.
Like,
Please-
why do you put
please
it out? See what
don't.
happens.
But yeah, let's go on over. Well, yeah, we're looking for Mr. Thunderfist. And also, Sylvan, correct us. Thunderfist, that is his name, right? Versus Professor?
Sorry, I was muted. I don't think it was Thunder Fist, but I will double check that for you. Give me a second.
Thunder Hammond, Thunderbolt, Thunderfoot, Thunderfist.
Thunder Thighs.
From down under.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
A second. As I'm getting on
Cats.
my
Yeah.
old Prissa backstory page.
Mhm.
Give me a second.
That's the new one. Professor Thunder Thighs, and he has an Australian accent.
But if you're interested in knowing what would happen with the magical effect, or even knowing more about it, you could talk to our newly estated headmaster here, Thunderbrand. Thank you.
Oh, and who's the headmaster?
Oh, that is. No, that is not her name.
Wait, newly instated? It's like the old one retired?
Otadi Krumal, headmistress Otadi Krumal. No, the old one, he didn't retire, per se. The headmasters always go in rotations so that they can go out into the field and refigure out things, and a different one takes over their position when they come back. Otadi just came back off of a 14-year endeavor.
Oh, what she do?
Sorry, Biscuit, no cat ears today. This is a normal game.
Nothing's normal. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, normal for me. Dang. Don't worry, some of my videos will have the cat ears in them. Don't worry. And we will have that one shot as well. I'm sorry, what was the question?
Where'd she just come back from?
Oh, she came back from doing some type of research over in the Frostweald for a long period of time. Apparently there was some type of magical oddity that was happening, and well, I think she said she was gone for 35 years before coming back. So yeah, well, she's a super nice lady. Actually, she's the one who put in the official paperwork so that I can officially be a student here and not just a janitor.
What's this Frostweald?
The Frostweald? It's this place kind of to the south of Tal'Dorei. It's near some mountains. It's cold. It's frosty. It's a wheel.
I just thought of somewhere else, but that was probably more. Yeah, never mind.
Oh. Okay. So yeah, let's find ourselves over to Thunderbrand. Thank you, Thunderbrand. So he continues doing his pit-pat walk, and one of the professors who's walking by, and you notice all of the professors who are doing their rounds are wearing their mage armor openly right now. Like, it is shimmering on top of their robes. They are equipped with wands, they are equipped with items, augments, like, they are at the ready in case of an emergency. They seem to be fairly high tension right now. And as you walk through, a few of them like look over at Zampa and like, Zampa, it's time for you to go to bed. You know there's a curfew right now for a reason. Oh, I'm actually giving a tour to all of them, and we have to go find Mr. Thunderbrand. Zampa, that is Jimmy and Dorzen. Hello. Welcome. Of course, if you have official business, he's over that way, past the ever-changing maze. Okay, thank you.
I just like to think they see Jimmy like, don't piss off your officer if you can give us all our shit.
Well, it's more like, oh no, these people handle some serious shit. Let them do their job. Like, this is what happens when you earn.
Like rank.
Yeah, this is what it is when you earn respect, and people like you for it.
Just waiting for the stories to spread about Mary and Kuma and Soren.
So you walk over towards the ever-shifting maze, which is a hedge maze that just continually moves and shifts and molds. It's kind of an odd thing to look at, and you can tell that it is arcane magic that's keeping it in this motion of movement perpetually. And as you get over there, all of you see a very stout and wide-looking dwarven man, who his hair has actually changed since the last time you see him. He currently has an orange mohawk. His sleeves of his robes are cut off and visibly cut off. He's pretty jacked, and it has about 10 rings across his 2 hands, as well as a forearm bracer that he's walking with. And as he walks around, you see that he like moves his hands in all of these weird motions while looking up at the large protective dome, investigating it. Mr. Thunderbrand? Yeah, what's up? Oh, hey! Dozen, Jimmy, how you guys doing?
Doing pretty good. We're just coming for a short visit and wanted to see if maybe we could get access to the library.
Oh, right now they're not letting anybody visit the library per se. But I can make it happen. He keeps walking in circles looking at it.
Why aren't they letting people go to the library? Is it
No, they're letting students go to the library and teachers. We found out about a little mishap where someone in Wildemount apparently had one of our Lyceum cloaks. So, yeah, no.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. But don't worry about any of that. I'm sure all of you have heard about the news from across the ocean. Regardless, I'm just doing my round right here. Catch me up. What are y'all doing? This is going to take me about 35 minutes or so. So, walk and talk.
Well, aside from killing a giant monster in the ocean off the coast of the Menagerie Coast recently,
Y'all live the best fucking life.
Oh, I suppose it's not that bad. I mean, I'd prefer not to be have to like challenge these ancient primordial beings of supreme power, but if that's what you got to do, then that's what you got to do.
He stops what he's doing for a moment and just like adjusts his robes and then struts over towards you, Mary. Gunrir Thunderbrand. Pleasure, ma'am. Hey, Adventures and Initiative. Thank you for the host. Really, or the raid. Really appreciate you.
I respond in Dwarven, by the way.
Oh, the lady of culture, eh? Nice. All right. You take his hand?
Yeah.
Already. He kisses it, waves his hand, and you see a ring appear on your finger, and just, hey, that looks good on you.
Well, thank you very much.
You remove it, and it's real. Like, it feels real. Yeah.
That's a neat trick you have there.
No, there's nobody quite as good at that as me.
Huh. Oh, well. It's,
Thank you! I work on my terrible Scottish accents all the time.
Harry, they're really good at magic here.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what exactly did you do there? Was that some sort of illusion that you made real? I've heard
Hey.
of that.
Hey, yeah, that's what I'm good at, eh?
Oh, that's yeah. Yeah, I'm not that shall we say specialized. More
Oh,
of an
don't worry about it.
all-rounder.
It takes too many years to focus on this shit, and in all honesty, I would have preferred to be out there in the real world with everybody else. Would have been great.
Oh, what's stopping you?
Dutiful service. Wanted to pass on the knowledge to the next generation. My
Arrow to
old...
the knee?
Hey, what?
Arrow to the knee?
Oh, I mean, looks over at Mary. Maybe one day. But no.
I'm not sure we're compatible.
Mary, you've met a lot, and I mean a lot of mages in your day, specifically wizards. And this is the only one you've ever met who actually has a little bit of game. Like, this guy, like, he's kind of smooth. Kind of. You know, not you level of smooth, but definitely more smooth than, say, like, Jimmy. You know, like,
A charisma wizard? I believe those are called sorcerers.
Maybe.
Or a swizzard.
So, aside from all of that, thank you for the follow. What have you all been working on, eh?
Jimmy, I believe you are the best to be able to translate this.
I mean, there's been a lot of stuff we've been working on. Right now, we're just trying to do a little work to help our friend out. I mean, it's been hard because there's not a lot of good, sources of arcane knowledge, other than like this place, and that's it's so limited elsewhere.
Well, you have the Zauber Spire
What's that?
over in Wildemount. It's sort of the Empire's equivalent of the Lyceum, I would say.
Have you been there, Mary?
Excuse
What?
me.
No, I haven't been.
I think you just pissed him off. We're trying college rivalries here.
I'm sorry to do this to you.
I mean, of course,
They are
just-
not our rivals or our equals. Let's just get that clear.
Yeah, that's not what I meant. I just sort of,
I
I
mean,
mean, if they've got libraries like knowledge as good as, or
No.
not as good as this, but maybe if they have what we're looking for, we can check that place out.
well, I know it's been difficult for you all trying to find your way to through the weave of knowledge, especially without our departed friend. But if you're all never needing any assistance, you just come on by and see me, and I'm more than happy to help you out. I am going to have to supervise you inside of the library, of course. Sure you understand.
Yeah.
But it's no sweat off my brow, eh?
Yeah. Maybe we can trade some info for info.
I'd love to hear some stories. It's been a
Oh, yeah.
while since I heard anything interesting.
I mean,
Ugh.
Dorgan over here is working on a unique combo language. It's like a mix of celestial and primordial.
No fucking shit.
Yeah, the big creature we took out in the coast spoke it.
Well, if you're ever wondering about that, you can go see our Archmage of Linguistics.
You have an Archmage of Linguistics.
Do you know how many different languages there are out here? They
Well, I
understand
know-
every single
like-
one, the origins of them, where they are derived from. It is a lot to understand. I mean, I took 2 classes and fell asleep doing both.
Right, well, sure. I just didn't think it was something like a mage would necessarily
Well,
specialize.
We pride ourselves on our liberal arts program here in the Lyceum,
Right.
where we make sure any of our mages who graduate here know a fundamental understanding of all aspects of life so that they can fit in more easily. So having an Archmage of Linguistics means you're able to... Archmage of Fettuccine, shut up. Just, having an Archmage of Linguistics just means if you know you're going to a specific part of the world, you can make sure you can speak their native tongue because I don't know if you know this or not, but if you share a language with someone, they immediately become more interested in you. He winks at you again, Mary.
I had no idea I respond in Dwarven.
Anyone that might be knowledgeable on the planes?
What you mean?
Just like different realms, because there was one we came across that's really weird.
Well, I mean, we have a number of professors about history. But if you're wondering about specific worlds, you want to go talk to one of our archmages of conjuration. Right now, they're doing some research as they've just been alleviated. Welcome back. they've been alleviated from everything, of their duties as the headmaster here, so might be a little difficult to go talk to them, but I mean, I'm sure you could track them down. I mean, all of you seem to go wherever you please, right? Whenever you want to, and just live life to its fullest.
I mean, we can always say we need your help out on the field and take you out of here.
I'm not allowed to.
Yeah.
Right now, the students need me, and given that I'm our second best combat specialist here, that's who we're stuck with.
Can't you just make some sort of simulacrum?
That's not for me. I mean, could you imagine if there's two of me in this world? Never be the same.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I suppose.
Tarzan. Do you think he could, like, if we told him, he could help us out?
Would you like to roll an insight check, Dorzen?
On who? Thunderbrand?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go for
'cause
it.
Despite how little I know him, I do trust him a little.
Pretty sure I trusted him.
15.
Hold on. I flashed my genius. 20.
Dirty 20. Thunderbrand has a duty to his students, and that's clear. His duty to the Lyceum seems to be negligible to him. He seems to be one of those individuals who values the future of the world over the future of his career, which is rare to find in places like this, in professional locations. Which is probably why he hasn't moved up the ladder very much, because he's not that type of person. He is also the guy who accepted faculty duty for multiple months, which is just, you have to do way more work than everybody else, for punching the shit out of a mage who put Pris's life in danger. He definitely had a very strong bond with her. And she was his favorite student.
He gave a killer eulogy.
Heard he has a mean right hook.
He's the
Yeah.
second best combat mage here.
That's because he's all barbarian.
2-level barbarian, how can we ever stop him?
What do you think, Dorson?
I think we can trust him with this.
Okay,
It's maybe when we're going to the library, away from ears.
I don't know how this place works, so I'm just gonna write him a note. I just begin scrolling down
Alright.
what we're looking for, and I'll have it prepared for when we get to the library.
Alrighty. And while you're doing all of that and moving, he is insistently going over, exactly what he's doing here in a fun, educational manner. Like, even Kuma, you're somewhat interested in what he's talking about because of his frankness towards the subject and the way he dumbs it down to the degree where it's not undermining your intelligence, but it's just reaffirming the knowledge in a way that is comprehensive to somebody outside of his profession. He doesn't seem to talk down at any of you.
For the
Those
first
people
time,
make the best teachers.
yeah. For the first time, Kuma's found learning fun.
It's
Bill
amazing.
Nye, the science guy.
If anything, he's closer to Hank Green, but okay. Just
No, and also Bill Nye would totally be an artificer here.
100%. But anyways, he ends up walking across the entirety of the area, checking the entirety of this enchantment, sits down on the ground, crisscross applesauce style, minor illusions a book, makes the book solid, and writes down his notes completely, and then folds the piece of paper into a bird, minor illusions it to have flapping wings, and sends it flying.
Now that was cool.
Doing something like that takes years of dedication. I mean, I only have 2 students in my entire life who have made it up that powerful. And it took the last one, I think, close to 15 years, which was exceptional. The one before that was close to 40. Incredible. But anyways, let's go. He stands up very quickly and takes off jogging towards the school.
Did he just try not to say Pris's name in front of us?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
He's been avoiding saying her name.
Yeah, some things you just don't need an inside roll on.
Yeah.
Oh, if you ever do get out a chance and get up to, like, say, Uthadern, we have a friend up there named Major Bronze who has a fantastic selection of different ales for tasting.
I'm more of a wine guy myself, but, thank you.
A dwarf drinking wine? Sacrilege.
Hey.
Actually, if you remember, too, Major Bronze did have wine.
He did.
Yeah.
He also did have wine.
Ooh. I'm actually from Uthadern originally.
Really?
Yeah, spent about 5 years there of my life, and then my family uprooted, moved out to the Alabaster Sierra. Oh, beautiful time here.
Are you familiar with the Lighthammer family?
Oh,
That's my
That's
reaction as well.
That's the same reaction Bronze had.
anybody who throws away their duty towards their people in order to have their duty sniffed by people, not really a fan of, personally.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
Yeah, we had to deal with an Arbiter Batchwell Lighthammer.
Yeah, but he's...
Wait, that fucking nerd is an arbiter now?
Yeah.
But suffice to say, he won't be reelected.
What? Did you kill him?
No.
Okay.
We just... Yeah.
Mary did what Mary does.
I'm not sure actually any of the people in the group know about that.
Yeah,
because you were all in Major Bronze's house while I was out drinking.
But you've dropped several hints since then.
Yeah.
I could say Kuma would figure it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
It's like, knowing Mary, she probably ruined his reputation.
Yeah. Yep.
What's this slanderous... I'm so outraged.
Anyways, he brings you over towards the inside of the Lyceum. And as you walk over towards this, Silverin, sorry, we weren't aware of how long you'd be gone, so we said that you went to spend time with your mother tonight, like you posted in Discord, so.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fair. I'm sorry it took so long.
No, you're good. I'm just explaining to you, like, sorry, you're not here right now. And they can't let you in here. Yeah.
He tree strides through the house plan.
He's now 2 inches tall.
Yeah, fuck. Just, you walk into this area and you see that, yep, this tower is roughly about 5 times as large on the inside as it is on the outside. And there are these staircases that stretch up to different angles and awkward positions all across the area. And they periodically, as a student steps onto one, mutters something under their breath, moves over to a different location. Almost as if the staircases are specific elevators to where you want to go. You just command them to.
So we're at the library?
No, you're inside of the tower. He takes you onto one of these staircases, where upon stepping up at the front, he goes, Liberty. And then, all right. Do you know what section of the library we're all looking for?
Mr. Thunderbrand, and Jimmy holds up a half-folded note. I'm sorry, I can't really. Please just read.
All right.
And in the note, it basically tells him we are looking for a means of rescuing Prissa. We need information regarding tethers. This is probably not common knowledge and might be in restricted sections if available at all. And as few people that know about this, we wish for it to remain that way.
All right. He reads that entire note within 3 seconds and then ignites it, incinerating it. sorry, everyone. It's going to be uncomfortable for a couple of seconds. Casts a spell, and all of you are deafened in this area. As he mutters different words to move the staircase. Can any of you read lips?
Is that a...
It's a
Does
feat.
Observant get that?
Observant.
Yeah, I have observant.
Okay.
Me too.
Okay.
Yep.
What languages do you both know?
Common, Draconic, Marquesian, Beast Speech.
Common, Celestial, Primordial, Sylvan.
It's a subsect of Primordial, so you can follow along what he's saying. Libri 0 is what it translates to. But you don't know the specific words. It's familiar to you in Primordial. So you can follow what he says.
While he's doing that, I want to, like, sleight of hand, just put my hand into the lead box quickly and just touch it, the collar, to see if the deafness goes away.
It does not.
Okay.
And your hand didn't explode, thankfully.
Roll that
Don't worry,
D10,000
Silverin has
table.
regenerate. Just...
Yeah.
No, you're transported to the ethereal plane. Oh god.
Come on, blow up the sun.
No. She just starts turning into ash like, I don't feel so good.
Yeah. But yes, once it starts lifting you upwards, roughly about 15 feet or so up, you begin hearing again the grinding of the tower as it's moving. And it lifts you all the way up towards the roof, which then has a collapsing staircase that connects to this staircase. And as he steps forward, he holds out his palm towards a little crystal ball. The crystal ball becomes liquid for a second, pierces through his palm, withdraws a drop of blood. He looks directly into it, and then you see a magical pulsation like aura emanate across him. All right. Okay. And then the ball shifts between blue and green, and then settles on green. And you see a door appears at the top of this staircase. The entire process took about 4 minutes.
We totally could have just broken into this place, guys. Super easy.
Arcane locks, man.
Yeah, that's all it is. Mary can pick them.
I mean, knowing Mary, she probably could.
Yeah, of course.
This is like you walk into a public library and the librarian walks up to a door and, like, puts their eye up to the scanner, and you're like, why the hell is that even there?
Yeah, it's just a public library. That's.
Library
But
of
anyways,
Congress.
I wish to seduce the lock.
He goes up to the door, stands in front of it, clears his throat. Alrighty. Second. What happened to his name?
Only Thunderbrand?
Gulnir Thunderbrand?
Oh, there it is. Okay. Gunir, Thunderbrand, Archmage, Illusion. Guests, 6. And then the door opens up.
Wait, there's 6 of us?
Yeah, there's still a kobold with us.
No. Oh, sorry. He would have told Zampa to go away with all of this. But no, he still says 6. And then walks through the door.
Oh, okay.
Jared,
Dozer will follow.
I know you're not familiar, but, like, do you think if you found something that you did recognize, you'd be able to let us know?
Yes, I will point. If I see anything, I will point it out.
Alright.
I'll follow him in.
Alright.
Yeah.
So you all walk into the room and you see this beautiful looking library. It's surrounded by a purple lit sky that seems to move in real time with what you estimate your night sky might look like. There are only 6 bookshelves here in total, each one about 10 feet long and about 7 feet tall. So yes, Kuma, you can look over them. As you all step in here, the door does shut behind you and then disappears. And don't worry about that. That's in case any of you kill me. It can't let you out unless I let you out. You know.
I mean, that's a good security measure.
Hey, yeah. Especially given once every 24 hours, it has a cleaning service.
Oh, that's actually handy.
Hey.
Well, I don't think any of us are going to try and kill you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't accusing you of that. I'm just letting you know that is why it happened, so none of you freak out.
Right. Yeah.
I understand.
What is this, Thunderbrand? It's definitely not what I was expecting.
This is Zeros. Our forbidden knowledge room.
Oh.
How much trouble are you going to get in?
Probably a lot. So, like I said, we only have about 24 hours in total. So let's get to researching, eh?
Yeah. Our magic items working again, or are they still turned off?
Still turned off, unfortunately.
Darn it.
You're still technically in the Lyceum.
Am I allowed to take my notes?
I need to read them first.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. And Jimmy just smiles and starts running over the shelves.
Alrighty. Feel free, everyone. Alright, I'm just gonna help all of you, because given what Jimmy told me, you probably have a better idea of what you're looking for than I do. I've never heard of a tether before. Oh, speak openly in here. Out there, good call. In here, there is no surveillance whatsoever.
Yeah. Although, I do have a question. What happens if, an archmage comes here, has a heart attack, and dies, and his guests are fucked as a result?
It's really unfortunate.
Well, wouldn't they only have to wait for 24 hours before the cleaning crew comes?
Oh, it's not a crew.
Oh,
there's a book over here about necromancy, Kuma. They could probably find something in there.
So yes, all of you are being assisted by an archmage of illusion, who admittedly is on par with all of you. So go ahead and roll your investigations with advantage.
Everyone?
nice.
Yeah, all of you, unless you aren't participating to try to help.
Oh,
There are a total of 6 bookshelves, which means 5 of them can be investigated by all of you, and 1 of them gets investigated by whoever fails first.
I'm going to. I was going to inspire Jimmy.
Oh, if you want to keep him inspired the whole time, you can do that. You just have to be continually short resting.
Oh, okay.
You have 5 of them. That's a total of 50 minutes. I give you the extra 1 for 60 minutes, as so long as you are short resting and you're researching. You're not doing strenuous activity.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, can I guidance this?
It's a D8.
Yeah,
Jimmy.
you got it. Oh, you're a D8? Okay. Well, I rolled a 1 on my guidance, and this is 6, so 32. Kuma actually rolled better than me, which is Kuma's on it.
Does guidance affect this? I forgot.
I thought you said you were guidancing him. Yeah.
I'm guidancing myself. I have guidance, so you can cast it on yourself, Torsen, if you want.
Okay, that's why I was asking. Yep. I forgot.
So, while everyone's looking through the bookshelves and stuff, I'm just sitting on top of a table with my lute and just playing some soothing music. With the worst I can, but
25. The entire time, and Mary, you hear him. Thunderbrand is just like, ooh, hey, can you put in a good word for me? I mean, I'm a good guy. I got a fantastic job. I'm adventurous. I'm fun, And if anybody's ever going to piss her off, I mean, want someone on your side, right? That's what he's saying to you, Dorsen. Mary, you hear most of this conversation.
All right. I just give him a wink once in a while.
His beard is pretty decent. I wouldn't label it as magnificent. He has a pretty decent beard. For a dwarf. For anybody else in the world, magnificent. But yes.
Whatever I am able to find, or even close topics thereof, I will like pile them in front of Jericho and just kind of like allow her to look at them before I've collected everything.
I'm looking for tethers and anything that might have be related to anything I found in tundras.
Mary, I don't see your investigation.
No, she's
Farming.
Yeah, I was thinking I probably wouldn't do the investigation since I'm inspiring, but I can roll if.
Yeah, you can still be looking at books and such
Alright,
while
so, yeah.
helping people.
That's
However,
funny.
you're not going to be gaining the advantage because you're also playing your instrument while doing it. So you had a possibility. It's just to cover more ground quickly, having everybody participate is good.
Yeah.
So, Mary, 7. Sorry, I wanted to take a note down so it's easier instead of me scrolling up and down shit. Wait, Jimmy's 32?
32 total, yeah.
And I'm 24, if it matters.
To be fair, you know, I could have gone for the highest roll, but Jimmy's focused on himself, so I'm not going to metagame it.
Absolutely, that's fine. I also need each of you to roll me a d6 to find out which shelf you are looking up on. All right.
I think I was following Jimmy. I was with Jimmy, right? Unless...
Well, it's everybody takes a shelf to cover more ground quickly. You don't have infinite time.
Literally in half.
I'm going to keep re-rolling until...
3 and 5, that's the only...
I got a 1. All right, there.
All
I'm on
right.
shelf 1.
So Jimmy is on 1. Mary is on 5. Or sorry, Dorzen is on 5. Not Jimmy. I need other people rolling. Kuma is on 3.
I mean, if I see Dorzen on the same shelf as I, I'd take 4 instead.
Well, it's like where you walk initially and then you move
Okay.
over. So that'll be fine. Jury 2. Who was 3? Kuma?
Yes.
Already. Mary 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And who did I not write? Dorzen 5.
No one's looking at 6
Yet.
yet.
Actually, somebody will be looking at 6 shortly. So we start with the lowest roll, Mary, on bookshelf number 4, because you got a 7. As you're kind of over there, you know, periodically just playing your lute in one hand. Wait, you play lute, right?
Yeah.
Okay, playing that in one hand, like the expert that you are. Not really caring that much, minimum rolls, yada yada. You start flipping through some of these pages, and there does appear to be some research into necromancy to the degree of mass animation of dead individuals, not to resurface their souls, but to sully their bodies with previous skills, which, I mean, that's really all that this is talking about, which, I mean, I imagine is like, to Mary, but not anything that she really cares deeply about learning more about.
Yeah, she's not into necromancy.
Yeah, you can control living people. Why care about dead ones? So then you go over to bookshelf number 6. Roll another investigation.
All right.
19, considerably better. Still the lowest roll. So 19 on bookshelf number 6. The 6th shelf is outlined with a number of different books, which originally, after you open them, you don't understand the language written inside of them. And then after, like, blinking at it for a few moments, you begin to understand the language that is written in. Almost as if the room makes it so anybody in here can read what is written down here. This is actually conversing the theory of ascension. So how one can feasibly alter themselves to become immortal and unlink their magical potential from the world that they are associated with, and instead adapting their magical potential to the universe they are associated with, which is technically how to become more godly if somebody wants to pursue this. Now, as you are reading through this is just theory as far as you can tell. Many different aspects in the way of this. It does reference at one point in time, first you have to break your tether, so you are no longer associated with the world that you are associated in. And then it further expresses a very in-depth ritual of sacrifice, which probably makes you a little uncomfortable. Because they're like, at minimum, you need the power of 100 warriors. You need the intelligence of 100 students, which means you need to sacrifice 100 of each of them in order to start obtaining that level of power, which is kind of uncomfortable. And again, this is theory crafting, but it does give you a cursory glance of how things could go for individuals who wish to pursue that. And
yeah, no. I'm just gonna, while I'm sort of skimming through the book, and Mary's not really that much of a book enthusiast. She finds it curious, but she quickly gets sort of bored of like studying.
Nothing important.
But she'll I'm just gonna say out to everyone. So I found something that's at least slightly relevant here. It's sort of a bit not quite what we're looking for, I suppose, but at least it mentions part of it.
What's written on it?
Well, it's about ascension.
Oh, no, that's not needed. All right, you can put that one back. Fuck, I am in so much trouble. All right.
So I should not notify one of the archmages of the Zoberspire about that. A joke. I'm joking. So.
Oh, she is feisty. Anyways, he continues helping around. The next lowest roll was Kuma at 22. And what shelf were you on, Kuma?
I was on shelf number 3.
Okay. Shelf number 3 is actually an interesting craft. There is a level of magic that if you can draw from a specific source or location from one of the demi-planes connected to Exandria, you might be capable of channeling that magic through a potential focus that comes from that world but has transported to your world through, teleportation or other choice means, in order to grant more power towards a specific event or source of magic. She charged Trent first. 1 second. Fuck. I want to make sure I tell you the right name of the item. Give me a second. Ba-da-da. 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 One such key ability in order to use that type of magic is an item called a broomstone. Let me type that out for you. A broomstone is actually an item that is an enchanted crystal clustered together that can be in place with specific type of reactionary magics that can happen into it. Though it is a very simplistic form of magic that you can put inside of it, it is incredibly continuous and incredibly potent in what you try to do it. One of the theories inside of this book, which in a different book confirms, is that skyships actually utilize broomstones to keep themselves afloat in the air. That is how you get things like floating cities, floating objects, stuff like that. So apparently broomstone is an incredibly reliant source of magic. If you can find one from a different world and that's still connected to that world, to take the magic from that area and filter it into the object itself. So the only reason I think this might be interesting to you is because you do know that you will probably need a lot of magic to accomplish what you're trying to do, all in all.
Well, I think this one might contain a way to get a power source for what we're probably going to try and do.
Jimmy immediately hears power source and but he goes back to focusing.
What you got?
About broomstones.
Oh yeah, we use those around here.
Yeah, about how there's also a lot more potency if you can get one from a different world.
Well, that's where ours come from, different worlds.
And
But
still
I mean,
technically-
obviously, you can't use one of ours. As much as I wish to help you, we need all of ours to protect the students here. So
Do we need broomsticks as well?
to clean up the mess afterwards.
Because it's also saying about how they need to remain tethered to that world for the power.
Well, yeah, you need a connection to it immediately, which means you can't let it be refocused to this world. Yeah, that's all.
I think this might be a bit relevant then.
Absolutely. So moving on to the next individual, who had the next lowest roll, I think Dorzen or Jeriquay. Jeriquay. Yep, 23 and 24. Jeriquay is on shelf number 2. Alrighty. Okay. This is going to get interesting pretty fast, because you did actually hit 2 DC intervals for that research on that shelf. So, first off, your shelf actually outlines the known history and events that have transpired since the Age of Arcanum, specifically pertaining to the Age of Arcanum. So, outlined here on this shelf is noteworthy places associated with that era, and the type of magic that they were originally researching, developing, and crafting. As the Age of Arcanum for this world was their largest form of progress towards magic, and you would equate that to a Type 1 civilization type of magic. Do you understand what that means out of character? Type 1, Type 2, Type 3 civilizations? Okay. So that one would actually be to the point of a Type 1 civilization based off of what you are reading. Their magical comprehension was far more advanced than what they are currently performing in this area. I mean, broomstones, yeah, sure, whatever. Those are cute.
Yeah, she said primitive.
Yes. However, the Age of Arcanum is something that is noteworthy. And in fact is actually directly associated with a little bit of history about where you come from as well. Some individuals from the Age of Arcanum actually joined your civilization. Long time ago. The noteworthy places, I need you to roll me 2d6s. 1 and 5. So the first one on the map that is closely associated with where you are currently at would actually be Isocross. Apparently there is a very large expanse, and here, I'll shift ping you on the map. There you go. You guys are on this map, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Isocross is an area that is associated with the Wildemount district of this world. And the entirety of that expanse of landscape is covered in an ever-frozen landscape. And it does have a lava stream that runs through it and doesn't melt it whatsoever, which immediately points you towards some pretty high-scale magic, especially if it's perpetual. Apparently, there are many different ruins out there from the Age of Arcanum where there used to be cities that would float using those broomstones yet again, but then crash down during some cataclysmic event that caused their magic to wane for the briefest of moments. And the next place that you...
event?
You do not. Yes. The next place on this region that would be associated with the Age of Arcanum that they would have discovered would be a location called Ritus Tower. As those of you from the first story arc might remember, there was a tower that belonged to an archmage out there, and shit, let me get the information about the archmage. It'll be quick.
Forgot about that guy.
Yeah.
How is Ritis spelled? R-I-T-I-S?
W-R-E-T-T-I-S. Ritus. Page 76 in my book. Give me a second.
Who wants to go to Isocross?
There was an archmage back during the Age of Arcanum who's called the Sight Shepherd. His name is Clemaine Astrol, and he had a tower out here where he committed to all of his research and development in order to pursue knowledge while peering into what they are referring to as a continuous landscape like realm that seems to repeat its own history. Jeriquay, you are aware of what that realm is. That is the Abyss. And because of that, he moved from the Sight Shepherd and later on in his journeys became the Sightless One. He is one of the only archmages who had survived the Age of Arcanum, as many of them were pretty much ran to extinction by the religious individuals who didn't like the fact that all of them were trying to get rid of godliness in this realm, despite the fact that the gods protected them. It was a whole debate of faith, technology type of things. However, as it is written down inside of this book, apparently he was slain by an individual called Atz Yuminir. A-T-Z-U or Y-U-M-I-N-O-R. And Atz brought a very powerful group of fellow mages in order to go in his tower, find him, and once they found out that his research was actually pertaining towards, forcibly, because he went crazy, unlocking an individual from the Abyss and allowing him to roam freely across the world, he was killed. Now, there are legendary scrolls in this world referred to as the Astral Scrolls, and there are a few notable locations of these Astral Scrolls. So everything that you just found out was the first bit of information you found out. Now we are entering into the second bit, the location of the Astral Scrolls. The Astral Scrolls are spread out across the world, those that remain. The first one belongs to... What CR are Astral Squirrels? Yeah, you'll get fucked. The Astral Scrolls, one of them is apparently associated with Yuminir's lineage and is being held in West Hall Academy in Westrun. there is a number of them that are being protected by something that is referred to as the keepsake in Vasselheim. And the only other known location of these astral scrolls is written down in the book, but every time you try seeing the words, it goes blurry and you can't read it. Like, it's hard for you to focus upon.
I found the information we need. She's just gonna say.
Probably as we're wrapping up.
Yes. So next person on the list was Dorzin. Dorzin was on bookshelf number 5. Okay.
5. Yep.
And you rolled a 24, which is enough for 2 key bits of information for that bookshelf. There is one thing on this bookshelf that you would find interesting, Dorzin. Apparently there is a plane of existence that exists where everybody who is born upon it is untethered. And it is very, very close to your fate's home plane of existence. It is directly associated with the Fell, Shadowfell. Or, sorry, the Shade. Apparently, there are communities of nomadic individuals who live out there, and who, if they survive that landscape that is incredibly inhospitable and difficult to exist and coexist alongside, they can potentially travel anywhere in this realm as they please. Periodically, there are individuals who are born throughout history who have some type of lineage connection to these untethered, as they are referred to. Playable race inside of our gameplay now. And if they're born with this untethered ability, they have some natural affinities of self-improvement, where they are more strongly associated with empowering themselves, and not relying on outside influence for assistance. But it's kind of like tieflings to those that are born outside of that realm, where, like, you could have somewhere in your lineage an untethered who, fucked someone. And 5, 6, 7 generations down the road, boop, there's one. Though it's not confirmed that it's always the situation where, it's a lineage type of thing, because they trace back the lineage and they have no recollection of these individuals. Now, the interesting aspect of untethered is they can look like anybody in the universe. Not that they are shape changers, but they don't have defining aspects or features that are easily comprehended towards the people who research them inside of this book. So there is an entire society, well, not society, but an entire place where these individuals who experience being untethered exist in this universe. And that place is in the Shade, just further away from where you originally visited. Now, Jimmy, on bookshelf number 2?
1.
On bookshelf number 1, you rolled a fucking 31.
32. I rolled a 20.
Makes no difference because you unlock 3 key bits of information. Not exactly. There's a lot different about them, but I can go into that at a later time. Okay. So luckily you did find your way to the proper bookshelf for figuring out the rituals of untethering. And Jimmy, you unlocked 3 bits of information. You do discover that untethering has only been recorded in history one time towards the end of the Age of Arcanum during the Calamity. And that was performed by a deity. And she performed it to become a deity. Though she did this out of the necessity, but who could this woman be? Yep. She did this out of necessity. Because the other gods seem to have forgotten a large portion of the mortals that they were supposed to serve and assist, and because certain gods needed help from somebody who had that insightful knowledge and knew what it was like to be alive, knew what it's like to fear death, and how to help them a little better. It is written down that this deity, though she is not directly named, you're fully aware of who it is, Jimmy, in character. She was the first person to become untethered in Exandria. Apparently, she had found this information from a different plane. This plane is referred to as Unity. And apparently one other individual from Unity actually figured out how to do this, and that is why the information was locked and sealed away for a long period of time. She happened to make friends with the guardians of this information, and they allowed her to do this to save her home, Exandria. After that, the information pertaining to it was sealed away, locked, and hidden away in multiple different planes of existences across all of New Embrace. However, this library has accumulated a few of them throughout the eras. First thing you need is a power source directly related to the plane from the individual that you are trying to untether. Now, the plane that an individual is tethered to currently is the plane that they were born upon. If somebody is of one of the particular races that stem all the way back to a different plane of existence, you would have to go to that plane of existence. The example of this is elves. An elf born here is tethered here. However, the lineage of elves go back to the wilds. Same thing for furbolgs and Goliaths, their home world as well. So whatever you are trying to untether, you have to go to their home plane of existence in order to get a large power source. And based off of what you heard from Kuma, Broomstone could be suitable for that. In addition to that, you need an amount of power that equates to the favor of a god. Now, that is because the chains that tether you and the magic that holds you in this location is directly associated with the sacrifice of a god to lose their total sentience in order to maintain the tether through all of existence. So the only thing that can rival that power and test that tension is the favor of another god. Now, that does not expressly detail that you need the favor of another god. It says that you need the power that equates to the favor of a god. Though where to find something like that, you have heard previously in the past, and you might have some ideas. In addition to that, to find an individual's tether, you must take them to the astral and show them the dish of their home. When you are in close proximity to the dish of your home, a chain will appear on you showing you that tie to that plane. That chain only ever appears when you move too far away from your home or get close enough to your home for it to be seen. Aside from that, it just keeps you locked to this location. So that if an individual floats among the astral, they will have something to bring them back home. Something that can lead them so they cannot get lost. However, that chain can only be weakened by everything that I have outlined from you. In order to destroy it, they have figured out only one possibility, Jimmy. And that information is not inside of this book, but is said to have been stored away in one of the astral scrolls. So, with all of this information for everybody, this is where we are going on break, so all of you can discuss amongst yourselves what it is that you wish to do. We will be right back.